So it's March. Oh, it's not. It's February 28th, and tomorrow is March 1st. And this was covered up since last year, November. So, November, we had our first frost, I think, in October. November, December, January, February, 4 months. And with the warm weather, it sort of came back. I believe these are radishes. Those are radishes. I've got weeds in here. And I'm gonna let the chickens just kind of have their way with it. Then I'm gonna top it off with the compost that your chickens created, because we've got a lot of it. Have covered greens in there. I'll let them feast on that. Let them clean up that area. It's just been a busy winter and very cold in January and February. We had frost, and well, we didn't just have frost, we had ice. We were on the outskirts of the ice storm, then we had a snowstorm, then we had an ice storm, then we went to Florida for 2 weeks, and then we came home to more a little bit more snow, but temperatures in the 20s and teens. So today's one of the few days since coming home a week ago, and we have 50 and 60 degree temperatures again. I'm in shorts and a t-shirt, and the chickens are digging through, getting all the worms that have not been bothered for some weeks, actually probably a couple months. I haven't let them in here because it was either covered with snow or frozen, and everything seemed dead. So it's late in the day. I think it's about 5 o'clock. I don't want them to get to my strawberries, although you can see some strawberries have gotten out over here. We're in Northeast Tennessee when the plants died down. I guess the first frost. I just didn't have time, so I just kind of broke these over, and I'll clean this up probably in the next week or two. I've got so many projects going on, but this is the root vegetable that I got from a Asian market, and I did try some. They actually taste very good, but they make you very bloated. I forgot what this root vegetable is called. However, I grow it. The chickens don't really eat this type of root starch vegetable, but if we had to, we would have food. But it makes great shade. So I separated the last couple years in big either grow bags or barrels, like 3, 4, 5, and then I put another one over that side because it was so hot last year. I need to still sort of trim, although these are blackberries. There's so much stuff in my garden to do, but since we went carnivore last year, we didn't really, what's the matter, baby? I don't got no food. So there's one chicken that tends to be picked on. She looks like she had some oatmeal. I cooked some oatmeal and also had some leftover strawberries. Are you doing okay, girl? Okay, you got some leftovers? So we have 7 chickens, and one's always the last for everything. She has to wait till everybody does their thing before she can eat, before she can lay her eggs. So we dump food in multiple spots so that she can get some. Fortunately, she's getting some oatmeal because I opened up my garden and they went running to go eat the worms. So usually we give her some extra treats. I was going to throw some straw down because when the ice melted and then the rain came, everything already mulched. All of this was mulched multiple times during the winter. So taking one of the bales, and I'm going to just lay it down so that if it rains again, they'll be fine. But then as I was doing it, I decided, no, this is getting too high, And so I'm going to move this and this top layer before I lay more straw down. You can see some of the straw didn't break down over here because the chickens were all on that side. And the leaves didn't, some of it didn't break down, and we have tons in here. So last year I only grew greens, which worked great for the chickens, and strawberries and fruits and stuff. So even though we went carnivore, I increased the berry plants. So I had like probably 100 berry plants. Gonna have to clean out that side. I'll make the whole thing strawberries again. And the rest were greens. Swiss chard, radishes grow well. Look, they found it. 3, 4, 5. I don't know where the other girl is. But they'll clean this out before they go to bed because they're just having a good old time. How is that? How are you doing? So I have 2 chickens that lay green eggs and 5 that lay a beige brown egg. And the green layers are, I don't know, both of them are half gem. They look very similar. Half gem something, sapphire gem, and half something else. They're supposed to be medium-sized chickens, but they've gotten quite fat because they're spoiled. I made them oatmeal and pasta during the winter and made sure they had a lot of protein during the winter. And now we're going into spring, so they get lots of greens. So if anything, I grow the garden for them. They give the eggs to us, and we can still eat carnivore. And they make compost, great compost, which helps feed the berries. So I have many more blackberries, raspberries, blueberries growing. Some of the blueberries I've had for many years. Here's a 5th one, and the 6th one, 7th one is over there. So 5, 6, 7. So I can sometimes tell which one's which. The really nice kind of bluish silver ones are the ones that are my green egg layers, and they're probably like 3 or 4 years old. So they're not laying as much, although when it was warm, they laid more eggs, very surprisingly. Like while I was gone for 2 weeks, they laid 35 eggs that my husband could find, but we found another 2 dozen that had rolled over in some of the straw and got different area. And basically, a lot of them were probably frozen, cracked, and then leaked, and then I don't know how long they've been out there. But I decided to throw all those eggs, dig a hole, and bury them, which then fertilizes the soil. So the update for the end of February is that the chickens are going to go to work for the next couple of weeks, and I'm going to start planting vegetable seeds that can tolerate cold weather, because we might have cold weather for right now. It's so iffy, but let's see, it's going to go March, April, and then May. So usually you plant starts after Mother's Day, especially for us. We're sort of like 6B zone. So these guys will eat this. I love watching my chickens eat weeds and greens and whatever, because I cover vegetables that I don't want them to get into. So I know we're going to get eggs out of this. I'll get my soil tilled. This is always what I wanted, garden with chickens. So what was I going to say is that, so we'll let them kind of dig through, and then the next couple of days, which is today, Saturday and Sunday, and then during the weekday, I will start moving the compost over there where they were for the winter. One piece flew up, funny. And start topping off the beds. And people say you should put the compost in the winter and let it rain and age and do all of that stuff. Well, A lot of the compost is already aged. When I turn it, like this stuff here, this is all ready. So what I normally do is I take it, well, I've been doing this for the past couple of years, so I guess I can say normally. I'll take this bed, which usually has greens or corn or whatever it is, and I start moving it over. Because then when I start moving the pathway and the 2 raised beds there, the soil over, I don't have to go that far. But I'm not sure if I'm really making that much sense. Because I move it with bins or just shovels. I take the electric fence and I start moving it over. So I'll figure that out, because this side, I did not toss it during the winter. So as you can see, a lot of it hasn't broken down. But if I flip it over and turn it, the chickens will start digging through it again. And with rain and move that there. With rain, this will compost really quickly, because this, as you can see, is already stomped down by them, and all of this has broken down. This was all a mixture of straw or I don't know if it, not hay, because it would put seeds. So a mixture of straw, pine shavings, and then the chickens going through it. And we pile leaves in here during the fall from these big trees. There's a whole bunch of trees here. And then I turn it when it's just the leaves. During the winter, I just keep piling the either pine shavings or straw on here. So all of this is already broken down, because during the winter, I do turn the walkway. I'll stab a fork into it and kind of lift it up and let them find worms and stuff. And I turn this. So I think what I'm gonna do is take this off, and I'll move this and this, the other side, and I'll top off the beds, probably another, I don't know, 2 weeks, because I want to toss this some more and toss that one, let the chickens go at it. I also throw seed in there so that they want to go and search for more seed, because I only have greens in there, greens in here. Yeah, and that's it. Look at my apple tree. This is cool. So this apple tree, I don't know where I got it from, but look at the buds. Because it's been warm, it has just come out. This is the main branch of there, but I don't know if I'm supposed to trim these others. And it's only in a grow bag, and this is taking all the nutrients from it. So I'm probably gonna need to pull this out, top off the soil, and forget what this is, but this can be used as compost. Yeah, the garden always looks ugly when it's coming back to life, but this can be kind of turned and topped off so that the apple tree can get a little bit more. It's I think a combination miniature dwarf something. I have not really gotten apples. I think part of it is I need to put it in the ground. We have horrible soil. Just really clay compacted, lots of rocks. That's why I have raised beds. So I might take that apple tree and plant it in a raised bed so it can have initial good soil. But I'm concerned that it'll mess up it'll start growing underground. It won't have control. This is a pear tree. So I bought miniature trees, and supposedly you can grow them in these pots, but not sure how everybody else does it. This is all asparagus, purple asparagus, as a matter of fact. And I did get some, so this is the 4th year, so I'm going to trim this all back. So a little bit at a time in the next couple of weeks before I start planting. And I have my reselling business, so I have a different channel for that where I will talk about what happened the last couple of weeks. And I went thrifting. I didn't get anything for the garden just because it didn't need it. It's doing so well with the chickens, and I'm just hoping for good health for the chickens. I do still have about 7 or 8 more quail. One died while I was away, but that quail was probably 4 years old, and I think it was a male. And yeah, so this is the update of the not so pretty garden. You can just see a lot of different wire and framing and structure. I did not trim this winter. Hi, Callie girl. There was a plant. Oh, I think those 2 planters had see, that one there had blackberries, so the one over there must have had the Jerusalem artichokes. That's what that thing's called. And so I'll replant a bunch of the Jerusalem artichokes from any of these pots. I got like 4 or 5 of them, so that when the heat of summer comes, this thing will be covered and shaded. So as soon as the frost is over, gradually this plastic will go up for the chickens. This is greenhouse plastic. We're on year 4, and it's not that great of a frame, but I am sort of inspired, depending on, again, no time. Hey, look, the moon's up. Freaky. Anyway, so this eventually will come up more as it gets warmer, and then when the when we're no longer in fear of frost, I'll only have plastic on the top part up to about here on the both sides, so that when it rains, they'll still have a dry spot all in there. And then the black shade cloth will come back out and cover the whole thing, but the middle part will stay dry. This is extremely dusty in here, but it's kept them warm, so the chickens are in there. And I usually shoot all of this down and get it washed down when we change over. So quail are in here. They'll probably go outside as it gets warmer. I have my other quail. So I had my original 2 quail in here, and 1 died, so I think that was the male, if I'm reading her chest correctly. I have 1 in here, a female, that was getting beaten up by some other quail, so I had to separate them. They will all go outside, probably to the bigger. I have a 4x4 that I might put them all in. It'll be easier for me to manage, and I'm hoping that they will be nice about it. So we have eggs in there, and then when the frost is all over, I'll clear this all out. All the bottom has layers of mulch. All of this is continuous pine shavings or straw. And watch, we're gonna have cold weather again. So I have a whole bunch over here, and I had 4, I think it was 4 high of straw up here because of the extreme cold winds that we had this winter. But we're warming up. What do you think, girl? Warming up. This is the old quail cage. It is a mess, but my life is a little messy right now. I'm a caregiver, and my brother's health is not that good, and I also work full-time. Then I had a friend pass away, and that's why we went 2 weeks down to Florida, and I'm just trying to get back into the groove of the routine. And so the thing that got neglected, not the chickens, but the garden. So I do love my chickens. They give me some kind of calm. She's got a little stuff going on in the back there, so I might have to dunk her in water. It looks like she's retaining some poop and stuff there, which can kind of block them. So it's warm enough I can soak her. I don't know if she's egg bound, but she does look like she has some issues. like she had some kind of bad stuff. Anyway, don't want to gross anybody out on the video. Alrighty, that's it for right now. I got one more task to deal with them while we're still got sun. I got a bunch of projects to do over there, and then I gotta make dinner. Yeah, blah blah. Okay, here we go.